Here's an AMI This Week shortcut with Laura Bain.
Welcome to Animal Class.
Hi, I'm Laura Bain, and I'm here with Lacey at Little Ray's Nature Center. You can hear some other enthusiastic animals in the background. And we're here with Fiona the Alligator. Hi, Lacey.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing great. And she has her mouth taped right now, which is
does.
probably good for my benefit. I don't have to worry about getting bitten, but are they fairly aggressive towards people?
Not usually, especially in a situation like this where this animal has been brought up by the people that are working with it. So the reason we do it is for safety, whether it's the safety of the animal, the safety of the public, or the safety of the keepers themselves. These guys usually sit in the water with their mouth open.
Now, what distinguishes an alligator from a crocodile?
So an alligator has a large, flat, U-shaped nose, while a crocodile will have a more pointed A-shaped nose. And that's because crocodiles eat a lot more fish in the wild, where alligators will actually use their noses to help them burrow and dig.
Okay, and she's pretty tiny, just I would say a couple of feet long.
Yeah, she's approximately 3.5 feet long, but she is almost 15 years old.
Really? Because I think of alligators as being much larger than that.
Absolutely, she should be between 7 and 8 feet in length at this point in time in her life. She was a rescue. When she came to us, she was very sick, and because of that, her growth was stunted. On her jaw, around her bottom jaw and her top jaw, she has a whole bunch of little tiny dots. Those little tiny dots are actually sensory organs. They can pick up vibrations, and that's how they know when there's fish around and things like that.
Where in the world would you find a creature like Fiona?
Fiona is American alligator. These guys are found through the southern United States, Florida, Georgia, areas like that.
And so she looks very scaly to me, green scales kind of all over her body. Is that what they are, is scales?
They're actually referred to as scutes, and inside each scute is a special bone called an osteoderm. And they form a coating, kind of like a coat of armor on them.
Okay, what does she feel like?
She is very bumpy, but not scaly. She's actually leathery almost.
Okay, now her tail makes up at least half of her body. What do alligators use their tails for?
They use them for swimming. It's propulsion, so it'll help them move through the water. But they also use them for protection, so they will whip their tails and use them kind of club-like.
And one thing, of course, we think of with alligators is their teeth. So can you tell me a little bit about what her mouth is like and how many teeth she has, and is that jaw just really powerful?
There is a lot of pressure in her jaw. She has approximately 250 pounds per square inch. Her teeth are actually non-rooted, so they're a lot like a shark's tooth. So she'll actually grow teeth constantly and lose teeth constantly.
And how long do they, she's, I've got to say she's a little bit intimidating. She's pointed towards me right now. But
that's all right. I got her.
How long do alligators typically live for?
In the wild, you'll see these guys living between 60 and 80 years quite easily. They're a very resilient animal, but in captivity, you can actually see them growing sometimes as old as 100.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Wow. Great. Well, thanks so much, Lacey, for introducing me to Fiona.
No problem. Thanks for having Fiona on.